The motto of this year European Youth Media Days is "Together we can make a change." What kind of change does the European Union need, and what we as young people, how we as young people could influence this type of changes?
We want to give an impulse to a lot of people that they spin off, that they are lighthouses. These 7,000 young people, after tomorrow, they are lighthouses in their country talking about Europe. And the other one is the Europeans together in terms of nationality. And I mean, we are somehow at a crossroads because the national states have done too less. We looked into the other directions when the Italians shouted for help and when the Hungarians and the Maltese shouted for help. For 10 years we looked into the other direction. Now we are very surprised. But it's the crisis of the national state. And also the economical crisis, which is in fact a state debt crisis, is also a crisis of the national states. And we have to overcome that. We have to act together, because if you look, I mean, our continent is so small. We are the second smallest continent, and 500 million people is around 7% of the world population. 100 years ago, we were 20% of world population. And we cannot believe that we just take our continent and move it away. And the world is continuing turning. And the question is not whether we talk about G7 or G8 or G20. The blank question is, do we talk about G2 or G3? To tell it more brutal, it is the question whether we sit at the table or whether we are only put on the menu. So we have to take care. Politics is not only an obligation to bring to you by politics, it's also a question of getting it, to pull, because things you are interested in, you inform yourself. If you're not really interested in politics, we can do what we want, and you will not take note of it. So we have to speak with our young people that it is your continent, that you are a privileged society. You have to, I said this morning also, as the first generation, since historians can look back, the first generation, you have the chance to start a century like the last one ends. And you have the chance not to have to begin it like the last one began. And this is a precious thing, and everybody should take care for it.
Okay, so we're holding our thumbs to act together. Thank you very much for being here with us.